Real Estate Minute. I'm Lexi, and I'm here with Michael Shuster, our real estate expert. I've heard a lot of talk about property assessment, appraisal, and a competitive market analysis. Can you explain to our viewers what the difference is?
I'm so glad you asked, because I've heard them used very interchangeably a lot lately. And they've almost become generic terms like Kleenex means tissue or Xerox means photocopy. So I'm glad you asked the question. They are, in fact, very different terms, as I'm sure you can imagine. Property assessments are done by the tax department for the purpose of, they assess your property for tax purposes, and then they have a formula to determine what your property taxes will be, your annual property taxes. An appraisal is done by a certified appraiser. I often get people say, we're thinking of selling, can you give me an appraisal of what my house will sell for? Can you give me an assessment of what your house will sell for? Well, first of all, assessments, as I just explained, are done by the tax department. An appraisal are done, or appraisals are done by certified appraisers, generally hired by the banks, because the banks want to know that they're not lending more money to you in the form of a mortgage than what the house is worth, because they always want to make sure if for some reason you don't pay, they can at least sell the house and get back their money. So an appraisal might be a little bit less than fair market value, and they err on the safe side to make sure the bank is protected. Now, very often you'll see postcards or bus benches where realtors will say, free home evaluation, CMA, or comparative market analysis. What that is looking at comparable properties in your comparable area. So if you're thinking of selling, you want to know what your house will sell for. What will the buyers pay in your area for your type of product? So a comparative market analysis, a CMA, is where we look at as close to the type of property that you are selling. Often a neighborhood will have the same model owned by 3, 4, 5 different people. So we want to get as close to your street or in your subdivision as possible, same type of house, same type of upgrades, and then look at what have they sold for recently so that we can compare. They had this upgrade, you have that upgrade, and we can determine what would be a realistic asking price and what can we expect to sell if you list your house for sale.
All right, that's great. Thank you. If you guys have any questions for Michael Shuster, you can contact him directly.